hard for their win. Let's say signature champions to an extent being banned out, the Fizz taken away, as well as the Callista and Cogmore as the reply. That's something that's becoming more and more common against Power of Evil.
And how early will you see the Sivir picked in this matchup? Both teams have played it, varying degrees of success. Yarden just showed how valuable it was, and we saw it earlier today as well. Insta-like first rotation, and I think Sivir is one of the strongest AD carries in the current meta game. He does well. Morgana ban out. You almost have to do that as a respect ban against Hylissang. Now H2K is forced to ban Ryze. Unless they have something up their sleeves.
Well, let's find out. Fnatic managed to play around the Ryze. They ran Cho'Gath into it.
Still risky though.
Of course, yes. I'm not entirely a fan of the Cho'Gath pick. However, it worked for them. You can see H2K, 5 seconds left. A number of priority picks. They banned away Rek'Sai from UOL. Don't maybe? Ban Ryze. No. Gragas maybe first pick. Let's see what Unicorns decides.
I like the third ban on blue side Rek'Sai because it puts pressure on the third ban on H2K side to get that Gragas potentially, but then they don't use it to get the jungler. So I almost feel that's like a wasted Rek'Sai ban right now. Yes, Lulix does prioritize the champion over Gragas a lot, but you lose yourself a tier 1 jungler. Then again, it's Kiki's.
Yeah.
He has a pocket full of niche junglers that he can whip out.
It's really funny because we came into the spring split talking about Unicorns of Love and their weird and wonderful picks, and actually the majority of the split, they didn't do it. It was actually the odd occasion where they ran those strange champions. They've only run the poke comps and that top lane Nocturne, which is the one that really screams oddball.
Lulix.
Let's see if they change their mind there.
He's wondering if he's walking into a trap here, like I'm getting gifted this Gragas. Do I really want it? The answer is yes, even though he was slightly nerfed. Lost a little weight, collision weight, radius, or radii. Got nerfed a bit, both going forward as when he connects. And Echo is still open. Power of Evil? I feel like that's a player that could be a good Echo player.
Could be. It's not something we've seen him do a whole lot. Echo actually went neither picked nor banned in the previous game. That was the first one of the 10 in week 3. And with Power of Evil locking it in and no jungler secured yet for Unicorns of Love. And the reason I'm highlighting that, we've seen it in both of those roles.
And actually, Kiki sounds like an Echo player more than Power of Evil. And the Maokai locked in here for Vizichachi, putting him on the tank. And I really like Sivir Maokai together. I feel it meshes well with pretty much any composition you want to run. You have your tank presence, you have your engage, you have your targeted CC, and it can get anywhere it wants in the fight thanks to On the Hunt. Spell Shield can negate a lot of H2K's power already. Dodge a barrel, dodge a hook. Hovering Diana here, that's what I mentioned earlier when Pepinero was forced to pick something into Echo. Potential hover.
Don't go for it though.
Yeah. Odoamne wants his Rumble again. Starts spitting more flame.
Well, Odoamne's got his hands on Rumble in the majority of his games this split. Doing very, very well with them. And we'll see if he can do that again. I really want to highlight that Maokai from Vizichachi one more time because 1 win, 1 loss, but a 95% kill participation. When Chachi runs Maokai, he finds a way to be with his team, be involved the entire game long. Hylissang's going to get that Annie. That's what you were talking about earlier. With Thresh, early pick from H2K, no priority. So, is this jungle? Is this mid lane? One more pick from UOL, and we'll find out what it'll be.
I almost feel like the Echo's going to end up in the jungle. Power Evil's going to go back to one of his staple picks. I mean, we have the likes of Cassiopeia and Azir both being open. Cassiopeia is very hard to play in this composition, though. And get caught pretty easily by a lot of things. Goes for the Orianna, it seems. Yeah, I like that actually. A little low on the damage front to an extent. He'll need a couple items to get into the game, but come mid to get late game, when H2K is setting up for their 3rd or 4th dragon, then Unicorns, they will have such a fantastic team fight.
And we'll see if Hylissang can stun people up long enough. The kick is to chrono break into the team. H2K have the counter pick available. Yesterday they ran Twisted Fate into the Victor Vayne combo of SK, and it worked wonders. What does Ryu want to run into Orianna and Echo? Covered Diana a moment or two ago. And also, what is Kikis going to build? Because when Airwax ran it, he went full tank.
Yeah, I'm just going to zone out there and go back to what you just said. Orianna Echo. I have this dirty combo in mind, you. I wonder if Echo, when he has the ball on top of himself and he goes back in time, if he keeps that Orianna ball, because then you can do some... I don't even know. I just want to know right now. I just want to see it. I really hope it works that way, and I really hope Unicorns of Love know what's going to happen, because I don't want to see Kiki's shift back into the enemy team, drop the ball on the floor, and then Power Reveal just ulties thin air.
Oh, I truly wish you guys could have seen the look on Crepo's face when he realized that potential combination. And we'll see whether or not Unicorns of Love can get that ball delivery system of Echo into the middle of the team fight, follow it up with all the damage, and then Chrono Break out. The last pick from H2K was Lulu. Safe pick and very much, let's let Hjarnan carry the game. He did it yesterday. Let's try it again.
Now I like the Lulu pickup here to augment Hjarnan's offensive potential and just keep him a little bit safe. Even matchup in the mid lane, Lulu Orianna, that's as far away from solo kills as we're ever going to get, I feel. Double sustain matchup, likely to run flasks. So we'll need some interaction from the jungler. They can get those kills, but they might also just turn up top and try to camp Odoamne, shut him down.
Well, we'll find out if they can shut him down, because the lineups are locked in and it's time to hit the rift and settle the score between the Unicorns of Love and H2K.
H2K and UOL, we have completely different styles.
H2K has always been one of the teams that we have been struggling with.
I can play as aggressive as I want, and especially I will snowball.
They have a really strong methodical style going for the objectives, and we sometimes have trouble handling that.
I don't know if they just go ham all the time because they don't really want to learn how to play strategically.
Strong words from Hjarnan as we load onto the rift for our match of the week. Unicorns of Love looking to get a win over H2K and look for that 1-1. H2K looking to go 2-0 on the week, and we'll see who can pull it off. Jungle Echo from Kikis.
And you said it, strong words from Yarn, and I hope he can back it up too, because playing a Jinx in a composition like Sivir Maokai, Annie, Orianna follow-up, and even Echo with parallel conversion, that's a lot of crowd control heading your way, and you don't necessarily have too much peel.
I definitely don't, but take a look at the percentage of team's damage for each of the respective roles. You can see how Chachi's actually been one of the carries here for UOL.
So very big stylistic difference here. We see that the Unicorns rely on Power of Evil in a lot of those games to get the poke damage repetitively coming in here. Whereas we see why Odoamne likes this Rumble, because many of these games he got incredibly fed and simply carried and started these 2v4 fights that they ended up winning. So are the Unicorns going to react and try and shut down Odoamne? Will H2K predict this, and will this open up enough time for Hjarnan to farm in the meanwhile? They want to get away from that lane. Annie Sivir. Usually Sivir lanes are pretty weak, but the addition of Annie allows a double poke to come out and be very potent and punish a lot of misposition.
We do see that both of the teams are looking like they want to swap themselves. So Kikis is starting down on the golems. Hjarnan and Kasing up top. We'll see how they handle the Krugs.
Nice. Auto attack, blade reset, AoE.
King of level 2s with us.
Wait for a second flay. Beautiful.
What is the
raid? Oh, that's beautiful, and then you single it out.
Does it get better than that?
Maybe one more rocket AoE. It's nitpicking.
It's never good enough.
No, I think this is almost
Your
perfect.
standards are too high, Crepo.
And I think Hjarnan may have picked up 3 creeps there. Of course, it doesn't matter because we're going to an empty lane, and one day we will see a team catch their enemies off guard by the perfect golems. And that day I will rejoice.
And
until then, we're going to watch this lane swap.
You can win a game if you do the perfect golems. 100%, that's it. GG no re.
Why not? PvE.
So PvE for both of the AD carries.
PoE for the Unicorns of Love.
PoE is going to have the help of the SUP. Hillesung, flash available, stun charged up. Chachi's got level 2.
He's playing back though. He knows if you don't see the support on the minimap in the bot lane, it's very likely it is roaming to the mid lane.
You can tell by his positioning as well.
Yeah, you always lean to your strong side. You ward your weak side and you lean to your strong side, and you have to be very careful. So these roams, they used to work. Initially, when teams started lane swapping, I went to like these 4-0 scenarios. The reaction was, let's not go for 4-0 too standard. We'll peel off some guys. Let's go for a dive here, but Kikis is still... He's on his weak side. Why is he on his weak side?
Find out. H2K gonna look to control the blue Sentinel. Push away Unicorns of Love. Flame Choppers is gonna get sidestepped here from Vizichachi, but the Death Sentence connects onto Hylissang. He's flayed backwards. The body slam from Lulex connects, and first blood to the Fat Man. Kikis is trying to run away. He will grab himself a kill on the board and flash over the wall. Double, triple flash from H2K. It's a 2-for-1 trade, and the red buff lands, I believe, in the hands of Oduwamne. And that was a dramatic start to the game.
H2K initiate this lane swap, and they have Lulex start at his blue buff, and this catches UOL off guard, and that's why Kikis was on his weak side. UOL didn't want to go for the 4v0 lane swap, so they opted to put 3 members under their tower, hopefully get there safely and then defend. But the H2K members were already waiting in the wings, and they punished. That's what you have to do. You have to cut off the blood supply before it reaches that tower, because then they can posture around the tower 3-man, and it's very hard to dive, and you have to be very skilled at diving, especially against Echo with parallel convergence. But yeah, the hook got Hylissang. It started the fight. Yes, Kikis picks up 1 kill, but down again. Fantastic start by H2K.
And red buff over to Oduwamne as well. We'll see if that comes into effect, depending on which lane he ends up in.
And I feel like it costs too much time going for that roam in the mid lane. That time, if that was used to just sending those members straight to the top lane, they could have been there. They could have been safe, but they weren't. Let's watch that again. Oh no, we're back into game.
That's it.
Even better.
And
live.
pause has happened, and it looks like Kissing is going to have the support here. Kissing, he's looking for more. He wants to cut down Chachi. He's flayed him. He's death-sensed him. He's chomped him. Even the zap connects. Chachi, 200 hit points, 150. Auto attack after auto attack. One more rocket. Not going to be enough. And Chachi has to flash away, eating another death sentence as Kissing is setting up H2K.
Only 3 members on the map still have their flash up, and we're only 4 minutes, 25 seconds into the game.
I love it.
We expected chaos from the Unicorns. But H2K, as Yarnan said, maybe they're not ready to play strategically just yet, but we are.
Yarnan, 0-0-2. Got some assists to work out. Now Power of Evil. Oh, he's going to get body slammed down. Flash is available. Maybe a little too late. Flash forward from Ryu. Another kill to H2K.
I just wanted to show how well played by Ryu that was. He polymorphed Power of Evil when the body slam came in, making sure it connects. You get the flash body slam come in. You have the barrel come in and do all the damage, and then apply the red buff slow. And then even if Power of Evil flashes later, Ryu can match that with a flash of his own. A beautiful execution. If it wasn't that polymorph, then Power of Evil could have dodged the body slam, perhaps. Could have been a whole different tale. Oduwamne casually spitting flame with a double buff in the bot lane somehow. Why not?
5.5 minutes in, and H2K have got themselves a 1,000 gold lead. Unicorns of Love, though, as a team, are actually traditionally quite slow out the gates. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact they have those scaling poke comps. And for H2K, they traditionally accelerate after 10 minutes. Let's see if they can do that again, considering the lane swaps, and now you can see the duo of H2K coming down bottom.
And this is what you have to do in this matchup. Yes, it looks like easy spell shield for Vardax, who, by the way, was farming all this time in the bot lane. But then you get the cooldown advantage on the Thresh, because hook will always be shorter cooldown than spell shield, and then you want to get the repeat hook out there. Then you can zone them off creeps for 6 seconds.
And of course, now that these top laners are coming toe-to-toe, there's your comparison. Damage percentage on the respective teams. Kill percentage on the respective teams. Kill participation, rather. Oduwamne secures less kills, but it sure as hell helps melt people down quicker.
Chachi with the steals, and Jarner putting out the rocket poke here. Level 5 starting to outrange a bit. Some poke. Ooh. Kissing got denied cannon privilege. If you miss one cannon, you're done. AD carry start taking him off you instead.
Well, we do see that Vardax is yet to back. He's on 40 CS, currently sitting on 1,400 gold, so it's hurting against Yarnan.
Yeah, he wants that BF sword.
If he can farm up a little bit more, that might help get a little bit more balance in this lane.
But look at the mirrored vision. Double pink wards on one line, matched by an offensive line of green wards in front of that, securing Dragon Vision in addition to that Scuttle Crab. Kissing comes in, and H2K objectives go hand in hand. They are 3-1 right now, and they pick up the first dragon at 7 minutes. This speeds up the game. Because the next dragon will spawn at 30 minutes already. Start snowballing their lead.
Yesterday, H2K didn't touch a dragon.
They didn't need to.
From SK.
Well, they kind of needed to. But they got away with it.
Kickers is stood on top of a ward, so Odomo is aware of that. Does not have access to his ultimate yet. However, he's very, very close in experience.
And again, this is H2K playing passive on their weak side because they just spent some resources down on the bottom getting that dragon. You have to remember that. That takes time, that takes HP from your jungler. He's not going to be able to react. So you have to play passive on your weak side, which is the top lane for Odoamne. Does it this time. Didn't do it yesterday. Does it this time.
And we actually heard from Niels earlier today, highlighting how different it is playing on stage, where you don't hit every last minion, where you don't push as hard as you can. Every single decision you make has to be calculated. Ryu is going to avoid the parallel convergence, and the gank attempt, 3-man gank attempt, ends up being thwarted. That was a ghost and flash from Hylissang, by the way. 2 utility summoners, which we just noticed.
Yeah, I like the adaptation because it allows him to not have to posture too much in the front of the fight. We saw it in some of the Unicorn games where Hylissang was starting to get focused in the mid game to deny that Flash Tipper's opportunity. Now he can speed himself up with Ghost and then go in and find those crucial targets. He wants to find Yarnan in these fights. Possibly Odoamne, but definitely Yarnan. And H2K will try to keep him alive.
Interesting itemization from Yarnan. We'll see how the additional move speed and attack speed plays in his favor, if he can get to a tower, of course.
Now he realizes that he can no longer handle that 2v2 all too well or not get too much of an advantage here. So he buys boots for mobility and extra attack speed. And he says, okay, you guys can take bottom tower. We don't really want to lose too much on the lane, so we'll just go top.
So let's see, Lulex, he's... Oh, another flash body slam! He's thrown Power of Evil into the waiting hands of Ryu. We do see Power of Evil survive a few seconds longer, but a well-executed
combo by Lulex, even though Gragas got nerfed. He lands that body slam flash. Meanwhile, in the top lane, like we were talking about, Yarnan solo kills that tower. Odoamne stalled. He used Equalizer on the bottom to get that wave down. And H2K plays around their weaknesses so well, in my opinion. They just move Yarnan around the map, letting him pick up gold so he can scale into the game. They sacrifice Odoamne a bit, but he has the utility from Rumble. So he decides to go in.
Look at this, Chachi teleported in. Omne's low, no equalizer, and Ryu was nearby. Teleport used from Vizichachi.
And our opening statement was, if you neutralize Power of Evil, if you keep him down, will the Unicorns be able to come out on top?
Well, we're going to find out because Power of Evil is down. Take a look at the goal difference that these teams have traditionally. H2K are almost ahead of their opponents in almost every game at the 10, 15, 20, 25 minute mark, and you can see it represented. Traditionally at 10 minutes it's 800 gold. Right now it's closer to 3,000 gold.
So UOL have always played this slow ramp-up style. Eventually their opponents can't break them down enough to the point where they hit their power spikes with the Varus and the Kog'Maw, you know, in the middle lane poking. I don't actually think Power Reveal played the Varus, but he played a lot of Kog'Maw.
Yeah, Varus and Spring Split.
Yeah. And then he hits his stride, and then he gets ahead. But Orianna put behind here. 0-2 already. Gets some CS, but being kept down.
Yeah, I want to also step back. If you look at UOL in summer, they've fallen behind opponents and been able to pull back with the exception of Fnatic. I'm going to disregard the Origin game because of how heavily one-sided that was, but against Fnatic, they just got caught out. That was an early box from Kasing, doesn't catch out, but for Unicorns, it seems when they play stronger teams, that passive playstyle is not good enough. It's worked against the bottom half of the table, but not the top half.
Yeah, H2K showing up big, immediately grouping for another tower here. They're not giving Unicorns any time to breathe. They want to group up as well, though. They have a Sivir composition where you want to group. They have a Sivir Maokai that just wants to dive in, so H2K will have to tread lightly.
I like the way Hyonan has played this, though, considering you went pickaxe. He doesn't really want to fight toe-to-toe the Annie-Sivir. Now that Vardex has got himself the pickaxe and the BF sword. Okay, let's go to around 1,300 gold, so moving his way to BF sword. But as I say that, we may have a team fight on the hunt, thrown down. Vardex has used Spell Shield very, very early. Odoamne's got caught up by the parallel convergence. He will take the Lantern to safety as he splits up Unicorns of Love with the Equalizer. The Super Mega Death Rocket splashes across Unicorns of Love as they pick up a kill onto Hylissang. Kasing is tanking up the UOL team, but they get out, and Wild Growth was not even needed.
Poor Hylissang. is watching that fight, and the hook is going for Kikis. Kikis uses Chrono Breaker to dash it back in time, and then Hila-san eats the hook and he gets focused down. Wasn't even meant for him. Sing landing another hook here, and UOL forced to use On the Hunt defensively, and that's usually not a good sign. Such a powerful tool, such utility Sivir brings to the table, but good engage by H2K. Odoamne almost went down. Lanterned out, I believe.
And overall, H2K still extend that gold lead up to 4,000 gold, just shy of at 12.5 minutes. That is a very, very big advantage.
Now we did see what a potential shockwave could do once Power of Evil gets some items, but he's trailing behind in farm. Vardex is now getting poked out by Ryu. Ryu again. He used to be such a dominant mid laner, but he's taken more of a utility role in H2K right now. Yesterday, yes, he played the assassin in TF, but he set up the fights that way. Now he's setting up the fights a different way. Doesn't do too much of his team's damage, but he's so paramount to their victories. Always knows exactly what to do and then does it. No hesitation.
No, none at all. Kikis comes and he steals it! Kikis steals the dragon from under H2K's nose. And I want to highlight the fact that he has gone for the tank build thus far. Cinder Hulk into Kindle Gem.
Yeah, tank CDR.
I was wondering what he wanted. And yeah, seems to be the case.
Especially against this team. If you go full squish, you'll just get blown up immediately. Rely on your base stats, on your passive, and this is good for the Unicorns. Gives them some breathing room yet again. Slows down H2K. What they need to do. Slow down H2K, speed themselves up with On the Hunt later, find an opening, and don't hesitate.
Unicorns, if there was a team that's not going to hesitate, I think they have the ability. But they need to claw back this gold lead. Slowly but surely. Tower helping out. Still 2,000 gold down. Still down a big amount of CS in that top lane. Odoamne sitting pretty. And they have to wait for Chachi to get tanky. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah, Chachi usually, as the stats show, doesn't do too much of his team's damage, but plays more of a distracting, tanky role. Got 25 CS now. Sword Shoes finished. Haunting Guy's finished. Is Odoamne get to a point again where he reduces so much magic resistance that he's dealing 2 damage? Perhaps not this game, but
It's great to see Odoamne yesterday because he fell behind against SK. But as the game progressed, he still found ways to combo with his team so effectively. And Odoamne is definitely trending heavily. Yonan's in trouble. Can he get to the lantern? He does manage to make it out. Flashes and catches it. Parallel convergence stuns nobody up, but Unicorns get the tower. Now we see Power of Evil knocked into the middle of the team and things are getting messy. Equalizer comes out and it splits UOL. That means that the Shockwave is going to throw Odoamne backwards. Super Mega Death Rocket did not connect anyone from UOL, so Yonan looking to get excited. Kikis, he chrono breaks back in, but he hasn't got the kill yet. There's no AP. Boomerang Blade doesn't connect, and Yonan, he does get excited. With the help of Ryu, they've ended up trading 1 for 2. Another kill. This time, no passive excitement here for Jinx. Quadra kill for Ryu. The extended team fight going in H2K's favor.
Oh, they gave that kill to Ryu. You saw them slow down, and Ryu with the taunt right afterwards. Quadra kill from the normally utility mid laner that is Ryu, and yeah, H2K dominant fight here. Almost is the word for UOL. Chrono Break went in, almost finished somebody off. Flash Sabers went in, almost finished Vardax. Power of Evil uses ultimate right there, and he almost survived, but he didn't. See, Yarn gets lanterned out, gets a shield. Watch Blue X come in. Flash body slam again on Power of Evil. This is the 3rd time in a row right now. Kasing goes out, Rocket goes wide. Power of Evil turns around the flame spitter right here. This is really cool interaction. But Ryu, watch Ryu, he's untouched so far, so he said, okay, this guy I'm gonna kill. Alright, I'm done. Who's next? Alright, we see Kikis in the midst. But he's looking for a sniper Power of Evil right now. That's what Ryu's looking for. Blue X distracts his team, that's fine. Kikis goes back in, so Ryu has to turn around, and I love the fake out that he does here, because he knows Spell Shield's gonna come, so he doesn't aim for Vardex, but instead he snipes Power of Evil instead, and then he gets donated a quarter kill. A little bit of a taunt in there, and yeah, 6,000 gold lead for H2K.
Yeah, and we saw that graph earlier about the average gold leads. And H2K at 15 minutes were around 1,800 gold up. This game, they're closer to 5,000 gold up. So H2K going to lose another tower. Keep in mind they're getting these kills, they're getting these advantages, but they are hemorrhaging towers. Look at middle lane. He's being shoved down and going to trade top, outer. for a lot of damage in the center turret. It doesn't look like they're going to stick around to kill
these
it.
are not the members you want pushing towers for H2K. You want the Jinx soloing tower and then having the others defend with wave clear, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Because they're looking for a bit of a collapse here. They send Echo back, they send Maokai back, so Unicorns they have to stop pushing. Sweep the brush to get out safely. H2K working on vision again. I think they'll set up some Baron vision. Just preliminarily, a little bit, and then move towards the dragon, pick that up, and then see if they can win another fight. Look at Ryu.
6-0-1. Athenes, needlessly large rod, and dragon in a minute and a half. H2K have the opportunity to get vision control.
Hjarn in a 0-0-5 as a hyper carry. And his supportive mid laner.
Kikis has been caught
6-0.
out.
Kikis is
He's got
gone.
the flame chompers, and Lulex, he lands the explosive cast, but Kikis chrono breaks out.
Back in time. Look at Odoamne. He's gonna burn down this tree.
Equalizer will be up in a few seconds. Odoamne, can he get the kill? Chachi is trying to reduce the damage with that vengeful maelstrom. I don't think it's going to be enough. Odoamne doesn't even need an ultimate. He's going to throw down another flame spitter. If he can line it up, Vizichachi made that one close. The heal from the passive did work out at Fardex. My word, Kasing, he lands another death sentence. And H2K secure their 4th tower of the game.
One spell shield is simply not enough at this point to keep the Unicorns alive. Forest Fire on the bot lane kills Vizichachi. Fardex blocks one spell, gets hit by the hook right after, and H2K, they're snowballing their advantage here.
Origin made Unicorns of Love look like a bottom of the table team yesterday. H2K trying to do the same. Power of Evil's caught out by everything. He gets sniped by the Mega Death Rocket. Odoamne's on the back line. He gets caught by Chachi. He's already used the equalizer, and the pop from the Maelstrom will secure at least 1 kill for UOL. But how much will it help? Ryu's looking for more. Littlelance does not stipe the big tree, but H2K will be happy with the trade. They get another tower.
Another tower. Johnny gets excited. Decide to go in, and again, a couple of kills and an objective. Every time H2K ties their chaos to an objective at least. Constantly thinking about how they can close out this game. They're moving into the dragon.
The last one was stolen. Kikis this time around.
Yosing has Splash and Tibbers.
Let's see, going down 500, secured by Lulex. But Lulex's Gragas has been phenomenal this game. Every flash body slam is connected, every explosive cask is connected, and when you compare it to, I think, Frederick earlier, who was missing a lot, what a big impact. You'll actually see Lulex connecting right now.
Yeah, another body slam. This time he doesn't need his flash to land that. Equalizer's in it, zoning in the backline. Yes, Vizichachi gets Odoamne, it doesn't matter. Hjarn is staying alive in these fights. He's the hyper carry for H2K later in the fight, and Ryu just... He's the utility mid laner as Wu, relying usually on their base damage, but when you get this far ahead and you have the Ludens and the Athenes, that's not only the base damage you're doing a whole lot of damage. Aegis of the Legion picked up now as well on Lulex, and as you said, those body slam flashes coming out of Lulex, we've seen a lot of Gragas players miss them, hitting some minions, not quite connecting, but he knows how to play this champion.
I think Lulex is one of the more underrated junglers in the European region. Oftentimes puts up great performances. We finally see Vizichachi complete his first big item. Righteous Glory at 21 minutes, but he's so far behind the tankiness curve he needs to be on. Kikis has been sitting on a Kindle Gem and Cinder Hulk for the longest of times. Truthfully, UOL just need to wave clear of Oriana and Sivir to try farm their way back into a...
They're not aware of the ward in the Baron Pit. Now they are. Just need to clean out the vision. There's one more ward in there that UOL wants to sneak in. It's going to buy them some time. Otherwise they would be face checking by now. H2K is a smart team, but they're not going to endlessly wait for the face check. It's not going to happen immediately. They'll fan out again, push in the lanes, try again, and that's almost how you can use the enemy's team's movements to locate the wards they have. Because people always flinch once you walk back into vision. And then you okay, roughly this area, this is where they have a ward, and eventually you'll figure it out. In worst case, you just wait 3 minutes. If you haven't seen them walk in again, then you know their wards are dead. You can try it again.
UOL definitely want to wait quite a few minutes. 7,000 gold down, 22 minutes
Hylissang.
in. Here's the Righteous Glory. Oruamne, he throws out the equalizer. Hylissang's being burned down. There is an hourglass available. No one uses it. Here comes Ryu. Wild Growth. Will it get in range? He's flashed for it. Now Vizicachi and Power of Evil trying to get Oruamne down. We'll already see the rockets coming out. Ryu looking for more. Hylissang wants to re-engage, and Ryu's caught out. He flash engaged for that one. But that's 2 big kills for Unicorns of Love, and the shutdown gold going to Vizicachi.
Yeah, I really feel this is where H2K should have looked for a cross-map objective. Ryu wanted to save his teammate, noble cause. Could have just looked away and let Oruamne buy some time. They got a little greedy, and this is exactly what Unicorns need. They need to find these picks where H2K oversteps their boundaries and gets punished, because if they wait too long and they get locked in these double lane pushes, then it's too late. Because then H2K will not give them any room for catches like this. And Chachi got the shutdown as well. He gets some more gold. He's still pretty tanky.
Got a lot more gold. He's sitting on 1,200 at the moment, Crepo. So, big swing now for UOL. They've cut almost all of the tempo that H2K had built up. To be fair, they're still 6k gold down. And a couple towers and Dragon. We do see UOL stalling the game out at those inner turrets. Only one left standing in the top lane, and Lulex put a lot of work into it. So, Oruamne does have Equalizer available. I think he's going to throw it down. He has. He's going to be flame spittering onto Hylissang. Landing a few of those Electro Harpoons. So, no ultimate available if a fight breaks out, but I don't feel there will be.
Let's take a look at the vision right now that H2K has around the Baron. And double pink wards. Backed up, or in front of it, a line of green wards. Exactly what you need to see if Unicorns are about to face check. And they have the trinket ready, the Oracle Lens from Kasing. So they want to push in mid lane right now, have Odo in the top lane, avoid getting caught here. This is a crucial point. If this mid lane gets pushed beyond this point, then they can turn into the Baron area, clean the vision, and force the face check.
So there's no equalizers. Oruamne's caught really on the wrong side of his team. But H2K still with a strong advantage. Parallel Convergence comes out. Kickers does not follow it in. Look at the items really quickly. Hyanin, Phantom Dancer, Eye-Edge, and that Vamp Scepter. Vardag's still yet to complete the Shiv. And no real armor to speak of on the side of UOL. Let's see if they can make something happen. Kikis is on the front line. He's got the backup of Chrono Break to peel away. And Unicorns tentatively looking for a team fight. Okay. Dragon's up in a minute, so I think H2K will play safe until then.
And I have to say, Frawley has done a lot of work with this team. If you look at how they started initially and where they are right now and the way they play a controlled macro type of style in League of Legends, and it's working. Oruamne's going in.
Wow, he's flashed in for the Flame Spitter. We do see the Death Rocket connect. Lulex is holding on to his explosive cask until that second, catches Hylissang and burns him down. H2K.
They're not even waiting for the face check. They're bringing the face check towards the Unicorns. They have the pick of the litter. Do you want Baron? Do you want Dragon? We can have it all.
Bringing the face check to Unicorns of Love. I really like that one. H2K considering more.
We're not going to wait for you to run into us. That's silly. Just walk up and kill you instead.
So they have maintained control of vision in the pit. They're going to start this one off. Take a look at the peeling power H2K put together. Kasing actually can miss a death sentence, it appears.
There was a flash involved.
He gets UOL. Oh, thank you for that one. Kikis saves himself. But no Baron. So, Unicorns stop the attempt, get some pink wards.
And this was good by Vardag. Scrying usually prevents scrying. But if you can't peek into that Baron pit and you have to face check, a whole lot of tears are going to flow into that river. But they have to burn the flash on the jungler, and then the next time, Unicorns might not even be able to stop the Baron because H2K can do it in full vision because the jungler can't get in.
So Oruamne is in trouble. He does not actually get hit by that Tibbers. Hylissang is going to try run him down with Vizicachi. Goes golden for a few more seconds. Kasing is trying to get into range. Let's see if the lantern can be found. Oruamne is trying to get in range. He's been rooted in place, and he gets burned down by the big bad bear.
Oruamne,
fireballs of Hylissang.
A little bit too far yet again. And there's no cross-map potential here for H2K. Ryu's pushing in the bot lane. Kjarnan was in the jungle, so there's no counter objective. So pretty much a free death, and you know, they lose some tempo, but they have a lot of tempo to lose. 7,000 gold in the lead right now. 13 to 6. 5 towers to 3. 3 dragons to 1.
Like everything is
advantage.
looking good. Everything's looking good for H2K. We'll see Ryu being gifted the red buff here. Blue buff, rather. 209 CS. We still see Odoamne with a strong CS advantage. Picked up a Void Staff. So going for that very heavy MR reduction build, which we've seen him do in ahead.
We see that this also gives Yarn the opportunity to go for the super late game build with the IH Phantom Dancer. He doesn't need to rush that last Whisper quickly. He doesn't need the shift for extra wave clear because H2K is putting all the pressure, whereas Vardax, he was forced to an extent to buy that shift. Yes, he will have last Whisper quicker, but if this game for some reason drags out, more beneficial late game build will definitely be on Yarn, and it will be dealing a lot of damage later in the game.
And on the preferential late game AD carry as well. They do bring different things to their team. We'll see whether or not the utility Vardax offers will help Power of Evil and Kickus. We've not seen the ball delivery system of Echo or even Maokai into H2K, both of them with an easy way into H2K. But H2K seldom provide an opportunity to get engaged on. They tend to position really well and effectively.
Rek'Sai banned out, no tremor sense, so a different sense of echolocation for the unicorns. Not paying off quite yet.
No, it is not. 1, 2, 3, these kickers can count. We'll see whether or not they can secure their 4th tower of the game. As Vardax
Odoamne flanking with the teleport.
Couple of auto attacks down. Teleport coming into the river. Hylissang looking for Odoamne. He does manage to stun him up, and Odoamne goes golden with the flames being spat out. He should get time to get the equalizer out as he does. Wild Growth was used to keep him alive. Now Vardax defensively flashing away. Odoamne, the only one I think that was caught by that shockwave. So 2 kills for H2K. Power of Evil gets 1, but Hylissang, Power of Evil and Kickus are running away. The Chrono Break I think is still available there for Kickus. It's not being used. Double kill for Hyanin. Get excited, run them down, and kill the power ponies. Kickus may stall out for a few seconds, killed in Whimsy. A 1-for-4 as H2K punish UOL.
Fantastic teleport by Odoamne. Unicorns tried to burst him down before he could lay down Equalizer, before he could use the Zhonya's, but he managed to barely get that Zhonya's off, and that bought enough time for them to smart cast that Rumble ulti, immediately get it out, and Lantern saves him. Even keeps him alive. Eventually he drops in the fight, but he did his duty, his job as one of the initial former shot callers for H2K. Kasing now joined in a little bit with that, and it's working out beautifully. Watch that again. Unicorn's pausing for the tower, and immediate reaction. Teleport comes in. They want Odo. It looks like even flashes for it. Almost get him down, but then the Zhonya's. And if you're bunched up around the Rumble, Lantern comes in, Shield comes in. Hyanin is untouched, Ryu's untouched. You have to land a whole lot of spells if you want to win this fight. I mean, Odoamne already used all his spells, right? So it doesn't matter if he goes down. It's on his job. Hyanin gets poked to half HP, but eventually gets a reset, and then there's nowhere Power Evil's going to go.
Great play from H2K. So they got the Baron after this team fight. We saw Ryu securing the top inner turret, which Lulex had done a lot of work on earlier. And now with the Siege minions, they're also sitting their sights onto the inhibitor turret. 2 shots drops Vardax to 50% HP with the aid of Lulu.
Now this is where the late game Hyper K from Jinx comes in. She has such a big range. Courtesy of her rockets, and then the shield not only protects her from damage, also gives her an auto attack amplifier every time you fire that rocket. A Pixie travels with it against champions. She deals so much damage. Eventually this tower is going to fall. You see how long it takes for many teams to get that first Nexus tower, that first inhibitor tower down. Doesn't take that long for H2K, it seems.
Definitely not, and a marked improvement from yesterday. Kickus takes a couple of rockets over the wall from Hyanin.
They want a ball delivery system on Vizichachi. Doesn't have flash, but he wants a twisted advance. Find a carry, immediate Orianna ulti.
This is the one time that H2K could be in trouble. If they group up for a shockwave.
Hylissang wants his flash too.
It's the
Has
only one.
Boots.
Only way for UOL. As long as H2K do not group up as 5, look at them fanning out in lane. The shockwave hits nothing. Equalizer splits away UOL from the tower, and H2K just barrel their way in. Ryu zoning the entire team, and inhibitors secured.
Yarner with the fake out. He walks up as if he's going to take that tower. Well, this is where Power of Evil has positioned the ball, and then immediately goes back out. Forces the Orianna ulti. Defensive ulti then from Odoamne comes out. And that's enough to simply take the tower, win that fight. Inhib swiftly follows. Yeah. Look at the gold, Trevor.
Oh, it's horrible. 12,000 gold in the lead. Dragon's up in 5 seconds and Lulix is hanging around to take it back. Well, we'll see. Look at the mini-map. You can see a couple members of UOL.
A lot of anticipation rather for this match of the week. We had some questions. You know, what unicorns are going to show up? Is H2K's methodical style going to neutralize the unicorns like they said in the interview in the feature before? And so far it has.
We heard Hyun also talking. UOL don't really play a strategic game, and it's very true. They are a raw feel kind of team. If a player gets ahead, that player tends to dictate what the Unicorns do. Unicorns still looking for a team fight. I'm not sure they really want this one. It's stolen once more! Kikis goes in, he chronos out, and they steal a dragon. It's a small consolation prize.
This could have been 5 dragons for H2K very easily by now, but 2 steals from Kikis keep the dreams alive. Ever so faintly. Looking at Hjarn, he doesn't feel the need to buy a Lost Whisper. Not enough armor on Unicorns. He says, I just want to stay alive. I buy the Bloodthirster. Give me the more shields. Get the Quicksilver Sash if I ever make a mistake and I get caught. Somehow, I haven't died yet. He has a Quicksilver Sash.
I can take a look at that. Oda1 has jumped in. Equalizer. Shockwave, I think, didn't even get cast. His Power Reveal was dead before it could. Lulix is zoning away for Ryu. Oda1 running them down. Chachi gets cut like a giant redwood, and Vardax gets fried on the base steps. Hylissang eats a massive crit and gets the regen from the fountain. 4 members down, H2K, super minions to work with. They set their sights onto the Nexus turrets, and at 34 minutes, look to go undefeated in week number 3. They even kill Hylissang under the base for the ace. And
Systematic
H2K
destruction by H2K, and they convincingly take this game. 15,000 gold in the lead. H2K win the match of the week.
Fantastic performance once more. Every single member of H2K is just performing exceptionally. You can maybe fault Oda1 being in lane a little bit long, but that's, again, that's the only thing I can think of.
If that's the thing you have to improve by next week, hey, please stop dying when we're 5,000 gold ahead. I'll take it. But Ryu, fantastic performance. I'm very, very happy to see him do this in 2 distinctly different styles. First with the TF, just porting in. Yes, he might die in the process, but always finds that priority target. Now he keeps his team alive, and when they're safe, it was a bit of a rampage. Quadra kill in the mid lane right there. Went huge.
Kasing's Thresh lands multiple death sentence. Lulix and Gragas, I think, one of the most impressive flash body slam performances multiple times.
Body slam flash.
And all that way. And for Unicorns, Jungle Echo doesn't work out, second time. Also, at the hands of H2K, and then just not on the same page.
And as the split progresses, we see more and more distinctive separation between the, I guess, almost top 3 teams now in the league. A little lower. I feel like Giants even have a better track record than the Unicorns right now, and that's something nobody expected so far.
Definitely not. We do see some cracks in the top teams, though, as Roccat were able to upset the apple cart and take Origin down. I'll talk about that in a moment or two, I'm sure. For H2K and Kasing, he had his feature come out this week, and he talked about the impact he's had on the team.